Hi, my name is Dara McDonald, and I am here to discuss the positive and the negative aspects of dog adoption. I recently adopted a dog from the Cleveland County Animal Control Shelter in July of '08, and it's just been a wonderful, positive experience for me. But I've also had several family and friends that have attempted to adopt a dog, and it's just turned out to be a nightmare for them. So there's just some few things I wanted to bring up to everyone's attention so that they can think about some things before they go out and adopt a dog. One of the first points I'd like to make is the environment the dog will be brought home into. And basically we are talking about your home. Do you have a backyard for the dog? Is it a fenced-in backyard? Do you have home or space in your house for the dog? Do you live in an apartment? Do you have a lease that you would not be able to break, or a lot of apartments don't allow dogs in. There's a lot of things to consider when bringing a dog into your house, as well as your family. Do you have small children? Do you have elderly adults in the house? Do you have the time it takes to spend with the dog? You don't just bring a dog in and set it out in the yard and say, hello, and feed it once a day. There's a lot more involved with a dog than just that. So you have to consider all of these aspects when thinking about a dog. The other thing that you need to consider is expenses with the dog. There are several expenses. I know that the Cleveland County Animal Control Shelter has two expenses for their dog adoption program. One is a basic fee of $50, which is required for the dog adoption, as well as you have to provide the dog to be spayed or neutered. And that means you would generally pay the $50, take the dog to your veterinarian and have them spay or neuter the dog, and pay your veterinarian the fee. The other fee that the Cleveland County Animal Control Shelter has is a $100 fee, which also includes being spayed and neutered. There are other things to consider and expenses. There are grooming fees if it's a small dog that needs to be groomed. There could vet bills, because you will be required to take it to the vet once a year. And generally basic food, boarding, dog bed. Things like this you don't actually sometimes consider, but dog food can be quite expensive, depending upon the size of the dog. You bring home a small dog that's going to eat less, of course, than you bring home a larger dog that eats a lot more. So all of these things do need to be considered when thinking about bringing home a dog. Also, within the Cleveland County Animal Control Shelter, they do have a contractual agreement. Basically, it's saying that you will provide the dog a loving home, a space of its own, and they can come out and actually check up on you to make sure the dog is in a positive environment and a loving home. You have to have the dog taken to the vet once a year. Cleveland County has been extremely bad for rabies, so that's another aspect. You have to have his rabies shots every year. So bringing home a dog, like I said, for myself, has been just a wonderful, positive experience. It has required a lot of time and effort on my part, but she has just been, just a joy to have around. She is just a precious dog, and has provided me with hours and hours of fun. But on the other hand, if you're not prepared for some of these things that I've mentioned, you could have, like I said, a nightmare. So hopefully you'll just have some things to think about before running out and adopting a dog. And if you do, I hope you have a great experience with your dog adoption. Thank you.